All right, we're here with Hootie, or Eric,
Hootie.
also known as Hootie. So this is your boat.
Yeah.
What is it?
Everybody calls me Hootie. My name is actually Eric, but I got this boat in 2020. I traded a bottle of whiskey for it. The boat was deemed to be put in the trash. It's salvageable, and I rebuilt it from the ground up.
What kind of boat is it?
It's a 1968 Cascade 29.
How big?
29 feet long, 40 feet wide. It's got a Volvo head-to diesel in it that was installed in the early 80s.
And so what did it look like when you got it?
Like I said earlier, the boat was deemed for disposal. It was rough. The hull originally was blue. The original name that I know, it was called Little Boy Blue. The person that I got it for, he got the boat from another gentleman that hired him to do a kitchen renovation, and he paid him with the boat. He had every intention to fix the boat, but then decided not to. And then he put it up on Marketplace for a couple $1,000s. I looked at it on Marketplace. I didn't bite on it, and then he just kept dropping the price until it went to zero, and I went to go look at it. And I offered him a bottle of whiskey, and he took it.
What kind of whiskey?
It was an Appletons 12 years. But I aged it 10 years myself.
You said there was water in the boat when you got it.
Yeah, so the boat sat on the ground, sat in the hard stand for probably, I want to say, close to 6 to 8 years, and there's about 2 feet of water in the hull, and it brought it on all of the wood.
Well, let's take a look at the boat and see what you've done to it.
Yeah. Okay. So I've repainted the hull. I had the hull sandblasted in 2020. And I repainted, I did 5 coats of epoxy under the water line, and I rolled and tipped the hull above the water line. I got 3 coats of anti-fouling on it for fresh water. Not always necessary, but always a good idea. I installed some solar, but basically the top side is untouched, still in the condition that I received it in. One day I'll get to redoing it, but baby steps.
The mast and boom?
Mast and boom are original equipment. It's a mahogany boom with bronze hardware. It's a rolling boom type furler, where you can roll the boom and it rolls the sail up around the boom, and that gives you infinite reefing possibilities. I've tried to operate the gearbox at the gooseneck, and it's completely seized, so I kind of scrapped that idea of infinite rolling and switched to a sail bag, and the sail has 2 reef points in it, so I just use that.
All right, let's take a look.
One of the last upgrades I did all brand new instrumentation. So we have a full suite of Sea-Talk, NG, Raymarine instruments, all connected. We have an auto helm, which is your autopilot. Haven't figured that out yet, just hand steering at this point. But this boat was originally set up for a tiller. I still have the tiller, but using the helm. So when I got the boat, the keel grid was made out of mahogany, and it was glued right into the hull. Because it sat for so long, and the years of 55 plus years, all the mahogany timbers, they all rotted. So I had to gut the entire inside of the boat and replaced all the structural components and brand new keel bolts. Doing that, I had to destroy all of the interior finishing, and then I had to remake it all. So over several years, I got into remaking the interior finishes. I changed the layout from the original hull design. Originally, the chart table was here, the kitchen was here. You had 2 berths in the rear, and then you had a dinette for 2 people. The head was never here. The head was midships. The V berth is still in original condition. I opted not to do that at this point because it was in good enough condition and it was a non-structural component. But ripping everything apart, I had to redo all the plumbing and electrical. And that was a fun endeavor. I made ample storage everywhere below the seats to carry everything. Recently, before this trip, we installed a DC fridge. That's about it.
And so what was the purpose of this voyage?
The purpose of this voyage was after a very extensive rebuild, I wanted to do a sea trial to verify all the systems. And Jeffrey was kind enough to go on this exploratory endeavor to see if we can break anything. We did break some things, but with all the work that I put into it, the brand new systems, with minimal surprises.
Generally it held.
Generally it held.
And what's your future plans for this thing?
Learn how to sail it.
What else do you want to do to it?
I want to fix the cab or the deck. These boats are notorious for hull to deck cracking. So in the near future, I have to reglass the hull to deck joint. We do have a little bit of water ingress through that joint. Other things is a bathroom door would be nice.
Key.
Yeah. But I would love to take this from Ottawa, the same path that we did, me and Jeffrey did, but then sail it up the St. Lawrence and park it in Kingston and get some real open water sailing. Maybe a few trips to stateside, down to Niagara Falls. But those are way long-term plans. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a bigger boat by then.
Nice. Sounds good, man.
But it's been a fun project. I have to thank my wife and son for their patience, because this has taken considerable effort, and they allowed me to fulfill this dream.
How many years you been working on this thing?
Since 2020, and it's 2025, so this is my 5th year working on it. It's still not finished.
But this is the maiden.
This is.
Not the maiden
I've
voyage,
done
but
some small sea trials last year. Last year was the first year that it went went into the water. So that was the summer of 2024. There was a lot of systems that were not finished. And I had small day sails to sea trial it. Once I corrected more deficiencies from that small sea trial, I needed a long-term sea trial to iron out any long-term kinks. And I think for as it stands right now, I still have the voyage back to Ottawa, but as it stands right now, a lot of the systems have been corrected.
Successful.
Very successful.
Just because I'm an electrician, I'm going to geek out on this a little bit. Sexy. Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well,
thanks everybody for watching. I see that there's 1 or 2 people watching these videos, so hopefully a little introduction, you know,
clears it all up.
clears it all up.
Right on.
Cool.
Well, signing off. So this is the start of the trip. We are loading the boat in the dark on Thursday night, and we have to walk down this boardwalk all the way down here. 4 trips going up and down the jetty. I shouldn't swear, the kids are gonna watch this. This is the boat. There's the bedroom, the benches. We got a lot of stuff to organize. The kitchen, and you know, the commode. We'll have a better video tomorrow when we get going, and we got some daylight. But yeah, this is the start. Now we just need to get some sleep soon.
Yeah.
We made it. Did you sleep?
Nope.
Sweet. No sleep here. Welcome to the boat. So last night, the boreholes like to collect water, and they dripped on my bed. So I was wet all night. We did get the toilet and the water working, however, so good news. Got our solar panels. I think one of them's not charging. It's the helm. What else we got? Here's our main hatch. Coming in. The bathroom over here. Here's our kitchen. Still getting organized here. All kinds of storage everywhere. Under the bench. Behind everything. Hootie built all this stuff. There's our fruits. And there's our electrical panel. And we're off! We are sailing!
Hey, we are sailing!
9 knots, baby! Look at that! We'll be in Montreal tomorrow.
Still sailing.
Still sailing. What are we, halfway maybe? Halfway to Hawkesbury? So far I have dropped a winch handle into the water.
I lost a hat.
Got a little hairy, pretty windy.
Yeah, we dipped the tow rail.
Now we are rigging this thing up to the top of the mast so we can watch the bridge go by and hopefully not hit the top of the mast. Good times.
Hey!
Well, here we are.
Sailing.
Still are. Eating lunch. Just about past the famous Shadow Montebello over here. Everything's going well.
We broke some stuff, but we fixed it.
That's just how it goes. Talk to you soon. All right.
We made the bridge!
We made the bridge. There it is right behind us.
Didn't freaking run into anything.
We had, what, 5-6 feet to spare?
Yeah, about that.
And we're on. We're ahead of schedule. And carrying on to Carillon. Gonna try to make the locks tonight. Which is way ahead of schedule. Super good. High five. All right.
Hey, we made it to the lock with 6 minutes to spare.
We're here at
Last locking.
Carillon Lock. The wind is wicked out here. And this is a guillotine lock. What's the drop on this one?
64 feet.
Some 64 feet in one shot. We'll get another couple pictures when we're inside. There it is, guillotine lock. G'day!
Hey!
Day 2. We're doing our next leg down to
St. Anne de Bellevue.
St. Anne de Bellevue. And it's only about, what, 50k max? We got some light winds, but we got both sails up. So we are sailing. And life is good. We got a little inspection by the Coast Guard this morning. Everything was good, only a couple things missing, which is pretty good for a maiden voyage. Yeah.
Radar reflectors, who would have thought?
And flares.
And flares.
And a mysteriously missing crank handle. Alright, talk to you later. Alright, well, we're back. It's been a long day. Not a lot of wind. Took us a long time to get here. We are now just about to go under the 40 bridge, which Hootie has been stressed about. This is it right here. But we should have lots of clearance because there's nothing hanging off the bottom, and we're gonna watch as we pass under this and hopefully not knock off an antenna. Lots of room. At least 3 feet. It's pretty close for comfort though. All right.
Holy!
That's one more event that reduces Hootie's stress. All right, on to St. Anne de Bellevue. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this morning we are at St. Anne de Bellevue.
Yeah, getting ready to test lean so we can make it through the bridge.
We got to get through this train bridge over here. We're a little bit too tall. So the plan is fill those water bladders and hang them off the mast.
The boom.
The boom.
Yeah, and then lean it out.
And get, how many degrees we need?
20.
20 degrees. Let's see how this goes. Alright, Hootie. This is it.
Start.
Here's our wave. Woo-wee! Lots of room. Lots of room, buddy. How's your steerage?
Shitty. Wow! It works! Math works!
That's it, buddy.
Hey, can you bring the...
Nice one.
Jeff the log driver.
You're departing St. Anne de Bellevue. It is a lovely town in the background. We had some drinks last night, found a really wicked smoked meats place, and
Hungover as hell.
smoked meat Pete's, wicked, nice music. And now it's supposed to be the hottest day yet, like 36 and 40 something with the humidex. So it's going to be brutal in full sun with nowhere to hide. Last leg. All right, here we are, Lac St. Louis. Wind is wicked right now. Our jib is pulled in to almost less than half right now. And we are open water, Lac St. Louis. Headed to the Royal, what's it called?
St. Lawrence Yacht Club.
Royal St. Lawrence Yacht Club.
We lowered our sails because we don't want to get there too early or else we won't have a dock. So we're going to play around in the open water and then head back in.
And it's my last day, so it's bittersweet. We only got like an hour left to sail. So yeah, we'll do one more at the dock and sign up.
You can see that steeple, that's Point Clear. We're coming. So lots of wind. But as you can see, no sails. And that is because we dropped our anchor in the middle of Lac St. Louis. It's 10 feet here. Sand bottom. We're gonna go for a dip.
All right, well, we made it.
We finally made it to our destination.
This is the
Royal St. Lawrence Yacht Club.
Royal St. Lawrence Yacht Club.
We're like 4 blocks away from the airport in Montreal.
And my train station for my voyage home.
Yeah, this is the
We're
end of the trip
having
for
our
Jeff.
final drink.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more night, but
Yeah, cheers.
and yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's hot as hell, and wind is whipping. So yeah, what else to say? It sucks.
It was a great time, great voyage, great crew. Jeff is, first mate all the way.
It's a good time. Good time. I suggest it to anybody.
We both learned a lot on this journey, I think.
And we did a lot of work to the boat.
And we did a lot of work to the boat.
It looks nice. Teak looks sexy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. Signing off.
Yeah. Well, my crew's all left. I'm all by myself, waiting for my brother to show up, who's going to be my next crew. He's showing up tomorrow. So figured I'd get some work done and oil some teak. Looks pretty. A few more coats of oil. Work never stops on these old boats. Well, happy Saint Jean Baptiste. This is the view for dinner. Boat's down there, parked. And look what they have. A proper boat lift. No front end loaders for me if I was here. Cheers. So, when you're sailing, I guess a plan is only a suggestion. So, I was supposed to pick my brother up in Dorval, but his plane broke down, and I've got to get myself single-handed to Saint Anne de Bellevue. So, this is what we're doing. First time ever single-handing. See how it goes. Well, made it back to Saint Anne de Bellevue. My solo experience, pretty uneventful. Just not a whole lot of wind. I think I averaged maybe 2.5 knots, but just with my jib, and had to motor maybe about 4 miles the rest of the way. Here's the setup. Enjoy. Okay, new crew showed up. We're gonna have a drink. Drinking some Joe Mufferaw over here. Nice little whiskey. This is Brian. Introduce yourself.
My name is Brian. I'm his brother, and yeah, he's making me do this against my will.
Well, we made it through the lock. They're closing the doors. Had a few inches to spare. Well done. Thanks, Brian. Say hi. All right, let's go underneath the 40 bridge. Hopefully we don't hit anything. We'll find out. Just barely. About another 2 feet. Woohoo! We did her. Okay, what a day. We had to motor most of the day to try and make it to the Carillion Dam. Winds weren't too favorable. We're currently tracking 5 to 7 minutes late for last lockage. Hopefully they're kind to us. We'll see what happens. Here's a view of the dam. Stay tuned. They have left the gate open for us. They're very, very kind. And we are 10 minutes late. More to follow. Okay, well, we made it through the lock. It's in the background. There's the approach. But now we have a sunset to drive off to and dock. Till next. Well, we caught our east wind. We're sailing towards the bridge at Hawkesbury. Nice winds out of the east, blowing about 15 knots. Beautiful sailing. All right, winds have picked up, gusting to 18. We're gonna try and sail through this bridge. We'll let you know how. Okay, here we go. It's a bit rolly. Hopefully the waves don't push us over the edge. I have their motor going just because I got to dodge rocks right after we pass the bridge. Lots of room. Lots of room. It's like more than 6 feet of clearance. Alright, now we got to dodge rocks and waves. It's like a 3-foot wave out here today. Alright. So Brian, you having a good time?
Oh yeah, having a blast.
We got 3-foot waves. Ish. Still sailing. With a little speck of jib because it's blowing 25. Well, we made it as far as Montebello. And that's because we were sailing into that. If you can't see that, that's a huge storm. And there's Eileen. Just rocking and rolling. Gonna be a comfortable sleep until tomorrow. So we made it throughout the night and the thunderstorms. We're still docked here in Montebello. It's not very protected. In fact, it's very wide open, but we have one more storm coming in the direction that we're going. There's lightning strikes all down the river, so we're just gonna hold off until it passes and boogie on out of here, go back home. Well, we survived all the storms. Now we're just getting ready and underway to get back home. So the boat survived, Brian survived, obviously I survived. We'll see you. Getting passed by St. Lawrence Cruise Lines. No idea we had commercial on the Ottawa. Well, the last few miles we got 25 knots of wind right on the nose. But on the upside, we have our home port, Petrie Island, in sight. What a great 8-day adventure this was. Love to do it again. I'll talk to you at the successful trip.
Congratulations.
We're at the dock. We made it.
Woohoo!